Good morning, it is day 3 and it's Wednesday the 18th of April. So we're heading out a bit later today than we have on the other 2 days. It's 10 o'clock at the moment. So we're going to head down to Starbucks and get a coffee, grab the subway and shoot down to Chinatown. And then we're also going to go out to Little Italy today as well and have a look around. Then I'd say we'll have a little bit of a break, possibly for an hour or two, and then the afternoon we've got a Harlem gospel walking tour today at 5 o'clock. So I'm quite excited to actually see what happens inside these churches. Don't think there's any other plans for today. Want to take it a little bit easier today. First day we did 18 Ks, yesterday we did another 13, so the feet are quite sore. We've knocked off quite a bit of walking. So today is just more of a chill out day. Still getting quite a bit done, but yeah, a little bit less on the feet today. This is 57th and 7th subway. Got the train lines that run over that side, and then over this side they're going to go down uptown. And we're going downtown, which will be on this side over here. Travelling coffee, which is a must. It's got a mocha with soy. And we're going to get straight onto the train. Going up here. So we're now in Little China. And we're heading down to Doyle Street. And it's true what they say, from what I know, or from what I've seen and heard, is that they sell all the cheap knockoff bags. You don't see them on the street, but the people find you. As soon as we walked out from the subway system, bang, straight away offered bags. So we're going to head down, walking down Canal Street now, and we're going to go find Doyle Street. And look at this, I feel like we're in Bali. No, thanks. It's so much like Bali, except for it's Chinatown. I think I called it Little China before. It's Chinatown. Oh, who wants some little crabbies? Or some hairy crabbies. Oh yeah. Sorry, the smell was really bad and I stopped and Brett was not happy. Oh, they look nice. So we're just heading down Pearl Street on the way out to Doyle Street, and this is the view down Pearl Street. And I will say it smells pretty much through Chinatown in my opinion because of all the fish. And it reminds me a lot of Bali. All the stalls on the side of the road are like Bali, except for everything says New York instead of Bali. So we have made it now to Doyle Street. So this is up here. As you can see, Doyle Street there. And we're going to head down here. Now I will let you know what Doyle Street is. So Doyle Street is basically where most of the murders happened in America. This was the 5 Points, so anyone who's watched Gangs of New York, this is actually where it all happened out here in Doyle Street. So basically this converges into like a point, and there was a lot of murders that happened down here, and the police would basically stay at both ends of the street until the murders had happened. So we're going to have a look at exactly where this all is. So if you have a look at how small these streets are as well, you can see coming up here that you basically can't even get around. It's because when these streets were made, cars weren't around. That's why they're so narrow going around here. We're right in the little bend of the street. It's a tiny street. So you can see it goes down here and behind me, and then it goes down to the end over there. So basically the history here is that this is where most of the murders took place in New York City. Police would stand at either ends of this street and they would wait for all the murders to happen. So they would basically cut each other up, and the police would wait at either end because they had one little gun, and there was no way in the world that they were coming in to try and sort out all these people fighting with all their machetes. So, and then once all that had all been done and the bloodshed was over, they would come and clean up these streets. So yeah, you can see that it is very, very small. And now I believe one of these places behind me is actually like a hot spot as well. And I think one of these places as well, oh, this one here, the Nom Tea Parlour. This place here was featured in the, I think it's Spider-Man. It was one of the Spider-Man movies as well. So I must say I'm a stickler for history, and it is, I don't know, it gives me a bit of chills just to think these streets here were lined with blood back in the 1800s. So Chinatown was back in, I think it was back in 1879 or 1871. This basically used to be the Irish though that had this place here, and the New York department, or I don't know, and the city got sick to death of all the Irish fighting, so they got rid of the Irish in this department, and then the Chinese started buying up all the land and started all their shops as well, hence it is now Chinatown. But for anyone who has seen the movie Gangs of New York, I think it's called the 5 Points, the Gangs of New York, this is where it's all filmed, all through here. And I'm standing right in the bend of Doyers Street. Alright, so we're coming out of Doyers Street and we're back on, where are we? I don't know. There's a couple of different streets here, Bowery, Doyers, and there's the sign up there, welcome to Chinatown. So Chinatown, I don't know if you can see, it's not lit up, but there she is up the top there. So we're heading down Mort Street now, and we're going to be leaving Chinatown, and we're heading out to Little Italy now. So Little Italy is not as big as it used to be. It's only 7 blocks. So let's see what we will see. And here's the view. I love these buildings. How nice are these buildings? And here we are. We're now going into Little Italy. Now let's go and see what we will see. We're going to head down to Mulberry Street, just up here, and we're going to go turn right down Mulberry. So we're here in Little Italy now, and right behind me is, you can see over here, is the Casa Bella restaurant. So it's talk that the mob doesn't exist anymore, but the Casa Bella, if you have a look over there, the S is in a capital, which could possibly represent for the Casa Bella family. Still operating. That's what I've heard. Okay, so there's a bit of construction happening here. Bit of construction happening behind me, but if you see over here, there's a restaurant and it's called Da Gennaro. This place here used to be, oh sorry I spat, excuse me. But this place here used to be called Umberto's Clam House, and this is the famous mobster Joe Gallo. He was actually in this restaurant with his family, and he was seated with his back to the window, and he actually got shot in the back. So that's where the saying comes that you don't sit with your back to the window. he got shot in the back. He stumbled out of this place and he actually died right here on Mulberry Street, just underneath the light pole. And that's where he died. So that's where the saying comes from. Which used to be Umberto's Clam House and should be located further down this way. So let's go down here and see if they've moved it. Now the reason why they moved Umberto's Clam House is because of the attention that this place copped, and it was bad for business. So here is the street pole right here. There's the street pole he died, and because of the publicity, Umberto's Clam House is now actually located right there, the blue sign. That's where it is now. So we are now on the corner of Grand and Mulberry, and behind me over here are the two oldest cheese shops, here and here, and they actually hand make all their own cheese as well. So we're going to go over and have a look and see inside these places. So I think these guys have been going, the first lot's been going since the 1800s, and over here since the early 1900s. So we'll go over and have a look. So we've decided to come in. Yeah, by a window. That's fine, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because I can't leave the chair.
Okay.
It's too close.
Okay. Alright, so this is where we are.
What is this called?
So this is their little lunch menu. So the prices are quite reasonable. I don't know how big they're going to be, but I've ordered the chicken with linguine. But otherwise you can get their main meal as well from their main menu. And their main menu is on here. Antipastas. Their pastas are all through here. And they've all got gluten-free options as well. So lunch is served. So this is $14 this meal. Chicken, what'd you get? Spaghetti bolognese for $14, some garlic bread. And when you got the chicken parmigiana?
The parmigiana with the linguine.
How's that? So that's like $45 worth of food there. So we're going to dig in and let you know how it all tastes. So we've just finished our meal, and that would have to be the best meal that we've actually had here in New York so far. The food out in Times Square hasn't really been that impressive, but Italy, yeah, the food is really, really nice. And we got here right in time, because as soon as we got here, the place started filling up. So you can see now, we've just finished our meal, and it's pretty full now. So we've finished having our lunch, which came to $97, but that included a carafe of red wine as well, which was about $25. So, but as I said, oh, and that also included the 20% tip, I've just been told. I didn't pay for this meal, Brett did, he took the card up. So, yeah, but it was a really, really nice meal, beautiful, and the service there was spot on. Now this apparently is the cannoli is amazing. It's like a cream cheese kind of filling. So let's go in here and have a look. Oh, this place here reminds me of yeah, there's a little Charlie's, like a little Charlie's place in North Perth. Yeah, back in Australia, back in North Perth, where my nonna would come and buy all her parmesan cheese. Some of these shops along here in Little Italy are absolutely amazing. They've just got the best things in them. And so we have our very first purchase from this, what's it called? Studio Manhattan Design is the name. Oh. And Brett, what'd you get? Show us.
Got this bit of cardboard right here.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Came with that. There's a little thing, I like it.
Yeah, it's really nice. And that was, how much? $10?
$10.
Nice.
I'm waiting.
No, we're looking for proof.
Look at this for Italian pastries. What do you want? Gotta find something that doesn't have too much.
Anything else?
That's it, thank you.
Or 25?
Thank you. Alright, so chocolate mousse cannoli. Let's give this a try. Really nice. The outside is all crunchy, and the chocolate mousse inside is not too sweet. It's actually really, really nice. I'm enjoying it. And we bought this from La Bella Carrera Pastries. I find this amazing. If you want to park your car, this is how they park their cars here in New York. The rates, and then they just stack them on top of each other. Pretty, it's pretty good space-saving tip. So it's 4 o'clock, and we just went back to the hotel room for an hour or so and just had a bit of a break. And now we're heading out to the train station, and we're going to get on the 1, cross over onto the 2, and we're heading out to Harlem. We've got a Harlem Gospel walking tour between 5 and 8. So we're going to hear about the history of Harlem, and then we're also going to go into one of their churches. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm hoping they do a bit of singing and a bit of praying, and we get to experience the whole thing. So we're in Harlem on the walking tour right now, and getting off the subway into Harlem is a lot different than uptown. The streets are really, really wide up here, and they love their black culture. They're really, really proud of it all. Just walking the streets of Harlem. Oh yeah, there's the lid. This is...
Keep up, the man's 90.
He hasn't been walking 18 k's a day. He should give us a break. Us Perth people are tired. Tired in Harlem. So I didn't film very much from the gospel tour. He was speaking really low, so it was really, really hard to hear him. He was like a 93-year-old guy that lives in Harlem. But yeah, it was really, really hard to even hear him, let alone tape anything. And by the time that we got to the church, you couldn't film anything, you couldn't take photos. Yeah, so it made it a little bit difficult. But the church was something different. Something I found really hard to get into, because I'm not the kind of person that just hugs people that I don't really know, so I did find that a little bit difficult, but it was definitely an experience. Harlem, very, very different, and you notice that as soon as you're on the subway system, as you're riding the tubes or riding the subway, the trains, whatever they call them here, but you do notice, because all of a sudden the trains become very, very different. The atmosphere is very different as well. We copped a few people on the trains busting out their tunes and doing a dance, wanting money, and the trains, because we were going out to Harlem, they were full. It was like being crammed with sardines. But yeah, definitely an experience. And yeah, Harlem, the streets were a lot wider, and yeah, just a real different feel out in Harlem. Completely different to being, you know, in Times Square, even down to Little Italy where we were today. But overall today had a really good day. I don't think we walked as far as we did with the other days. I haven't even checked our tracker to see what we've done, but really enjoyed Little Italy. Found that to be really nice, even though it's only small. I did find it to be really nice. Chinatown, not so much, but I love Doyers Street. I got chills when I went down there because I've been wanting to go there for a long time. But look, what did we do? We did 11Ks today. 11Ks today, 13Ks yesterday, 18Ks the day before, and we've knocked off so much. So I'm going to end tonight's vlog. We haven't been out for dinner. It's, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. We've literally gone and got pizza again and brought it back to the room because we need to be up early tomorrow morning. We've got another tour out to the Brooklyn Bridge. We're going to see 9/11 Memorial, and we're going out to Wall Street as well. So I'm going to scoff my pizza, have a shower and get my bum to bed. Thanks for watching.